All right, everybody. This is Robert Lefty Preacher Sampson doing a review today on a brand new PA that I got. I own a Turbo Sound IP 3000, two of those, and I also own two IP 2000s, both made by Turbo Sound. Well, I've been having issues with them, so I thought, hey, I need to try something different. So Yamaha just released these PAs. It's their introduction into the line array market, the tower array, I should say. This right here is called the StagePas 1K. Because 1K meaning 1,000, that's the wattage. So let's take a closer look at this thing here. So first thing you'll notice is that it's got a nice little convenient carrying handle on top here. So we will go over the strengths of this compared to the turbo sound, and I haven't found any weaknesses in it yet, but I will also explain what it doesn't have compared to the turbo sound. There's so many brands out there nowadays: JBL, Turbo Sound, Bose, of course, the people that started the whole tower array thing. Now Yamaha's got one, so there's several companies. I mean, even in Gemini has their own version of a tower array. So let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this bad boy. So as you can see on the back, you have right now I've got my this is a on stage Bluetooth receiver that I've got plugged into the back here on channel 1. But you've got 3 channels here. But these 3 channels are combo jacks. They're XLR and quarter-inch combos. So you also have here, you have a stereo input for your left and right. You also have a monitor send. Now, I have yet to know if that's a powered send or not. I'm guessing that it's probably just a non-powered send, but I don't know yet. I haven't read up on that enough to know yet. But let's look up here at the controls here. You have on each channel a reverb control, and we'll get into that in a minute. The EQ, this is one of the weaknesses, I think, of this particular array, is that instead of having a comprehensive EQ, you have one EQ that basically is an EQ curve. So when you switch it, that's pretty much flat. And as you turn it this way, it lowers the bass and lowers the mids. And as you turn it this way, it gives you a little more mids and bass. And I think it also increases the high end too. By the way, this unit has no horn in it. It has 10 1.5-inch speakers that are in a J curve at the top. So here you have your level control. And of course, you got a clip light by it, to show you when the compressor is kicking in. You got your selector switch here for either whether you're using it for mic or line. And of course, all 3 channels are identical. Here you've got a 1/8-inch jack for it's a stereo 1/8-inch jack. So if you want to plug in like an iPod or whatever, So you got an EQ for that and a level control for that. Now you've got two different Bluetooth things going on inside this device. You've got, which is unheard of. So what you have here is you have your Bluetooth pairing. This Bluetooth pairing is if you're going to stream audio into the device. So as you can see here, you still got an EQ curve for that too, in your level control. And I've just been using this thing because I really like it. I like the fact that, I got a channel to plug it into. Then you have your Bluetooth This is for your control. It's got an app, and we'll get into the app in just a second here. It's got an app that you download onto an iPad, whatever, to control it. So that's for pairing it with your device for control. So over here, you've got your master volume, and of course it's got a compressor in it. Right here is your selector switch. According to what you're using it for, it'll tailor the DSP inside of it for whatever you're using it for. You got speech, music, and club. Club usually adds a little more bass to it. But if you're doing music, you can switch it for music, and it'll tailor the DSP on the inside. So let's look at the back one more time, and we'll see what we got here as far as some of these outputs. Now this right here is a direct link out in case you want to link more than one together. Well, then you also have here, you have your line out left and right, so you can run stereo line out if you want to. So let's go around to the front here. And that's one thing that this thing has over the turbo sound is the fact that it's a little handier, and doesn't weigh quite as much as the turbo sound does because everything is, pieced together. So I will go around the front and kind of show you how it is. Now you've got these columns here. These are just spacers. Okay, they're just plastic spacers, and you can either use you can use both spacers if you want to. If you don't want to use both spacers, you could actually just plug it directly into the sub. These are just spacers to allow the top to be elevated. So inside here, like I said, you have 10 1.5-inch drivers. So, and they're at a J curve. So I'm going to try to see if I can get around to the side. It's probably hard to see. But on the inside of this, your top speakers are facing straight forward this way. And as you get down towards about this way, the last 3 speakers or so kind of curve in this way. So it's kind of like a J curve. Give you, so the audience that's sitting closer can get the sound, and the audience sitting further from you can get sound. These systems, no matter what you buy, these systems are great because with these line arrays, they have this great sound close up and further back. They just have an amazing ability to just throw, no matter what brand you buy. They just got this amazing ability to throw without having great big bulky speakers. So, okay, so down here, you have a 12-inch sub, and this sub goes down to 37 hertz. So, it's got plenty of thump. But the thing that I love about this system is what I'm going to show you in a minute. So we're going to go over here, and this is the app. I'm sorry, I got my light on my camera on, so I hope it doesn't bother you too much. So here you've got the app for the for this StagePas. So you've got a couple different screens you can choose from. This right here is just basically what the back looks like. You got all your controls and everything. And so then if you go to here, that basically gives you linear. It gives you a linear look at what, at everything, like sliders. And the cool thing about this app, which no other app does, is you can import all your, it actually automatically does it when you upload the, when you download the app to your iPad or whatever device, it'll search for the music that's on your device, and it will take that and put all your playlists in this app. So I'm a one-man band. I record all my tracks. And so what I can do here, so if I go to this screen, pardon me if I make some mistakes here because I'm still getting used to this. Okay, so if I go to here, and I love how big these icons are. It makes it good for a person like me that's visually impaired. So if I go here, if I go to playlists, see, it's telling me 50s music, and I can go back here and see here's all my playlists right here. So I can go to whatever playlist I want to go to, you know, to get to what I need to, you know. And I love it because you can do everything from the app. You don't have to switch back and forth between, you know, your music playing app and the control app, which was ingenious. I mean, that's something that I've been looking for a long time, is to have something that will integrate two different apps into one. And that's one of the strong suits that really kind of grabbed my attention. If you want to add more control over over your inputs and stuff, you can also run a mixer ahead of the unit itself and then control things that way. But I got a gig coming up. I'm going to take my mixer, but I'm going to see how it sounds just me using the StagePas and using the internal EQ curve. And if that doesn't work, I'll just go ahead and, you know, just hook up my mixer. It's not a big deal. But it's nice having this because this is going to cut out on me having to carry on so many cables. If I like the way it sounds, I can do away with cables. The stand that my mixer goes on, my mixer, it's going to cut down on setup and tear down time exponentially. Pardon me. Like I said, this is just a quick overview. I mean, there's a lot more you can do. Pardon me again. If I exit out of this, as you can see, this play feature is almost like a DJ. You can queue up if I want to go here, for instance. This is the page we were on when we started. Okay, so like with this, you can queue up what song that you want. And there's even an option in here, like you can tell it how many seconds between songs that you want it to queue up. So when you can make your playlists, any playlist you got in there, you can edit, move stuff around, add stuff to add a new playlist, add stuff from whatever playlist you want, and just kind of make your own playlist within this app. And I think Yamaha did a heck of a job with this PA. They seem to really hit a lot of areas where some of the other companies didn't quite meet the mark. I mean, like I said, the only thing that I really have against it is the fact that it's got an EQ curve instead of an actual 3-band EQ. I think they would have. I think if this works, if people say that they don't like the way the EQ curve works, I'm sure Yamaha's good at listening to their customers. They'll probably make the next version of it, which I'm guessing will probably be maybe a year or two from now. They'll make the next version probably with a 3-band EQ, at least two, hopefully three. But you can't rule out what the EQ curve is going to do until you actually get a chance to, hear it and use it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to queue up a song. And this is just my backing track for the song Unchain My Heart by Ray Charles. I recorded all the tracks on here, the backing vocals and everything. So what we're going to do is just give this. It's not going to be the best sound quality because I don't have any professional things to, set up to get the best experience. The best way to experience this device is being in the room with it. That's kind of my disclaimer, is that you always have to know that when you're using a cell phone or you're listening to things through computer speakers, it's not going to be the same quality as sitting in the room with the device itself. But at least this gives you some kind of reference as to how it sounds. before I give you, before I do before I give you an example of what it sounds like, first off, I want to give a huge shout out to the people at Sweetwater that steered me in the right direction with this tower array. Secondly, I want to give a big shout out to Yamaha, because Yamaha, I've been a huge fan of their keyboards. I own some of their PA equipment, and I'm a huge fan of their stuff. You know, it's just robust stuff that just lasts. So, with that said, I'm going to cue this up. Now, you notice here that you have a big two big red buttons here. That's for your main volume, you know, up and down. So, first thing we're going to do is turn this all the way down. And then I'm going to make sure this is the beginning of the track. We're going to hit play. And I'm going to bring it up slowly. So I know that's very brief, but it gives you some idea of how it sounds. And next, what I want to do is show you, unlike a lot of these line arrays where you have to buy your stuff separately, this comes with a carrying bag, and I will show you how it goes in the carrying bag. I'm going to need the assistance of my wife to do this, so I will be back in just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. All right, folks. Sorry about that. Back with you. My wife is coming. She's going to help me with this video, so I'm going to show you how this thing tears down. Here she comes, Miss America.
Oh, achy bones and all.
All right.
Let me get, okay.
All right. So, to tear this down is very, very simple. So first off, what I want to do, turn everything down. I'm going to plug that. Turn it off down here. Plug it. So like I said, these are in 3 sections. Your top section's got your speakers in it. Got your spacers. So first thing we'll do, the great thing about this bag, about this cover that goes over the top, it's like a cover and a bag all in one. The great thing is you got a pouch here for whatever you need to put in it. It's got another pouch down here for whatever you want to put in it. And on this side, it's got another pouch, and that's for your three sections. So this just slides over the top. What's great about this thing is that everything fits in one bag. So you don't have to carry around a bunch of stuff anymore. We'll get this on here eventually. There we go. So, now that I've got that on there, I will spin this around. This thing weighs in at about exactly 50 pounds, so it's not heavy. So the way I usually do it, put one spacer here. One goes here. This system literally will take you less than a minute to set up. I mean, if you're fast with it. Let me unplug this. It tears down really quickly, which is what I love. This in here. You see, you've got one big pocket on top and a smaller pocket on the bottom. So that's just enough to put your mic cable and just enough to put your, you know, whatever other things you need. And right here on top, you just pull that flap back, and there's the handle. Right there. There you got it. Whole PA in one package. So, hope y'all enjoyed this review. I may do some more live reviews once I get it out on the road and get a chance to check her out, see what she'll do. But Yamaha, you did a great job. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys will consider buying one of these. By the way, the price point of these things is about $1,200, which to me is worth it. The Turboson IP2000, they run, I believe, somewhere around $700. Not trying to knock the product, but with as much trouble as I had with it, this seemed like a better choice. And I love the app. I love everything about it. So if you guys are considering buying this, I say don't hesitate. Just and make sure you talk to Sweetwater. Best place to get these. Don't mess with musicians, friend. So we'll see y'all around.
Done.